right, guys, we are at 11:01 on the dot, and we're going to get started here. Again, everybody, my name is Mark Call. We've got 272 people in here right now, 273 people in the GVO Academy room. We've got 90 people over on Facebook watching. And I want to welcome everybody to the webinar today. One of my slides is screwed up there. Sorry about that, folks. Overlapping. Hey, everybody, if you want to, before we get started, if you're over on Facebook, that discussions tab down below the video where you're listening to me right now, type in a hello and where you're coming in from. Also, if you're in the GVO Academy room, right in the chat section, type in your name and where you're piping in from. We'd love to hear from you. Big shout out from Kentucky, I see. Who else do we have? We've got Jim in Illinois, Gary in North Carolina, Poland. Wow, Poland. We've got Alan from Texas. Hello from Japan, Israel, Leesburg, Virginia, South Carolina, Los Angeles, Poland again. Boy, it's moving so quick. Indiana. Who else? California, France, UK, Seattle, Washington, Irwin, Texas, Indianapolis, Portland. Is that Portland, Maine or Portland, Oregon? Missouri. Chris in California. We got Pennsylvania. Guys, you can see we have just about every state and almost every continent represented today. Those that are up late watching this webinar, we certainly appreciate you being here. Cambridge, UK. Welcome, Cambridge, UK. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. How late is it your time? Is there anybody that's up really, really late to watch this webinar? Let me know if you're up really late. 4 p.m. Well, that's not too bad. 9:03 a.m. So there's a lot of people that are here. 2:30 a.m. I'm going to stop the chat for just a second because I want to do a big shout out to Karen. Karen is in this room at 2:30 a.m. Angelica, it's past midnight. So we've got people from all different time zones. And guys, I certainly want a big shout out to you. Now here's the deal. In your time zones, we're looking for leaders to step up and start doing webcasts in your time zone. So if you want to step up and be a leader, certainly let us know. And we would like to find people in all of those time zones. Certainly it's hard for us. One thing I learned this week on the Marketers Cruise is how valuable it is sometimes to learn a second language or to know a second language. It's one of my downfalls. I did take Spanish when I was in high school, but I hardly remember any of it. And in our travels this past week on the Marketers Cruise, Terry will tell you this and can attest to this, there was more Spanish speaking than there was English speaking. So we're looking for leaders in all the different speaking markets that we're in, all the time zones that we're in, to step up and start doing webinars. And this is what we recommend. Grow a team in your time zone, in your language, in your region. For your team, start putting on live webinars and then get a hold of one of us and have us come in and watch your webinar. And we'll do a full webinar critique with you. And then we could try to pop those leaders in those different continents, those different time zones, those different languages, and we can promote throughout the whole GVO organization for your time zone, your region, your continent, and your language. So that's one of the things we're looking for. I wanted to put that on a big shout out. I see Claire Polton's in here. She was also on the Marketers Cruise, which was absolutely phenomenal. So guys, what do you say we get started? I'm going to clear the chat out, and I'll be turning it on periodically for questions for you folks. I promise you. Half of this webinar will just be a questions and answers session, but we call this the Talk from the Heart series. And let me introduce myself. There's a lot of you that may not know me. We're up to 353 people in the GVO Academy room. We're up to 95 people over on Viral Webcaster. Guys, if you decide you want to watch this webinar through Facebook, just go to viralwebcaster.com. If you haven't done so already, click like and allow. And you can watch the live stream right from Facebook, which is pretty cool. We're the first to market with Viral Webcaster with the functions of broadcasting live or pre-recorded webinars. We kind of pre-released that service that works in conjunction with meetcheap this past week, and we've changed quite a bit already in a week based on the feedback that we're getting. There's a lot of people that have their webcast rooms set up on their pages right now. Now, I want to remind you, as a Viral Webcaster member, you can stream your room absolutely free of charge with the discussions tab on any page that you create on Facebook. How cool is that? And the viral aspect, when you see a video I'm going to show you in the probably tomorrow or the day after on Viral Webcaster, that discussions tab can absolutely drive your room viral in no time. I also want to remind you that we have it done for you in Viral Webcaster. If you hover over the star when you're setting your room up under the presentation mode, you can actually choose this webinar room, and we have several others for you to choose from. So you can actually stream these webinars, these Gvo Academy webinars, on your own personal fan page and start sending people to your fan page to watch these webinars. You can brand it so that you get the lead when they click like and allow, and you can brand it so that the button to Gvo, meetcheap, Host and Profits underneath the video is yours as an upgraded member. So how cool is that? Now I want to let you know that two of the features I just mentioned are upgraded features for Pro members, and that is adding to your autoresponder the fan gate and also the button appearance underneath the video. But we do allow you as a meetcheap, Host and Profit Gvo member, if you have a live broadcasting room as part of your account, you can put that live broadcasting room on any page on Facebook. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. So guys, I want to give you a little bit about my story. It wasn't too many years ago, about 5.5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now. I've got to get my time frame straight because time goes by so quick. I have two beautiful children. My oldest boy, Mark, is 21 years old. Then I have a son, Hazen, who are blood children of mine. I'm very blessed that I have two other children. We're a melded family now. My other son, Brandon, who is 20, and my daughter, Jensen, who is 12. And I'll be putting up on Facebook a little video of her last night in her cheering competition. But around 5.5, 6 years ago, I went through a terrible divorce. Now, I won't say anything bad about my ex-wife because she gave me two beautiful children. But unfortunately, we were not happy for years. And we both knew it, so we decided that it was time to split up, unfortunately, and move forward. Well, actually, fortunately now, I can tell you it was the biggest blessing for both of us that we could ever have. So through that divorce, and it was pretty nasty for the first year and a half, I fought and fought and fought, and I had had a pretty successful career in network marketing, a pretty successful career offline marketing. I still own a grocery store, 2 real estate companies, a hot tub company, a beauty salon, just to name a few of the traditional brick and mortar businesses that us or our family own and operate, meaning my brother, my father, and myself. Well, basically through the divorce, I did not want my children's lifestyle to change. That was one thing that I made a conscious decision, that I didn't want my children's lifestyle to change. So I basically walked away from the relationship with 4 boxes in the back seat of my truck. So guys, 5.5 years ago, literally everything I owned was 4 boxes of mostly clothes, my diploma, things of that nature, some certificates, 4 boxes after having huge success and basically having life by the balls. You know, I had a great life. I gave everything to my ex-wife, plus kind of took it on the chin so my children, their lifestyle wouldn't have to change, and started over. Well, I got tired of fighting, and like I said, I'm not going to say anything bad about my ex-wife, but I just got tired of it and said, you know what, if I've done it once, I can do it again. I don't know how long it'll take. So for about the first year, I walked around, and you guys can see I'm a bald fella, and I'm bald by choice, by the way. BBC, bald by choice. I looked like Uncle Fester with dark circles around my eyes, not knowing where the next penny was going to come from to try to rebuild my life. I met my beautiful wife, Dina, and we've been together ever since. We got married a year after that, and Dina became very supportive in me for my online marketing efforts. I didn't have that support prior to, even though I was successful. So I met up with Joel Tarrant and Mike Poppin, and I'm going to talk a little bit in a few minutes about, You are who you associate with, and mention some of the people that have absolutely changed my life. Because you guys hear me tell the story every single week when I'm on a webinar. I tell the same story over and over in hopes that you get it and that you tell the same story. I've always said you are who you associate with. Well, I was with another company that actually did webinars and webcasting as a service for about 9 months. We helped grow that company to over 100,000 members during launch time in about a 6-week period. So that was the first little bit of success I had. And that's when I decided I really loved this webcasting gig and started to really take hold of it and really start consulting with people on how we did it. I've consulted with some of the biggest names, some of the biggest motivational people on the internet. Actually put together a webcast for one motivational guy where we did to date have generated over $400,000 through one webinar, and we did not sell one thing. Did you hear me, guys? We did a 1-hour webinar where we sold nothing, but that webinar has generated over $400,000 to date. That's pretty cool, huh? Now, all that money isn't mine, believe me, not by any stretch of the means. It was the product owner, but I helped him put that together, which led into where I'm at today, kind of the go-to guy on the internet when it comes to webcasting. Well, I met Joel Terrian and Mike Poppin about 3.5 years ago when they were just launching the Gvo company and had the brand of Gvo Conference. Joel got a hold of me. He was in Corpus Christi on vacation. I actually had reached out to him also. And we started to talk about myself, my business partner at the time, coming over to the Gvo company and using their platform that you're looking at right now. Well, I can tell you from that day on when we made that decision, it's been life-changing. Since then, folks, and not that possessions really mean anything, it's the freedom that it can build for you with the success. But in a 3 short year period, guys, my life's absolutely turned around. My finances are in order. I make well more than a full-time income broadcasting a couple times a week, just like you're watching right now. Now, it may be a training webinar, it may be a sales webinar, or it may be just a talk from the Hert series like we're doing right this moment. In that time frame, just recently, some of you know this, Dina and I just purchased our first house together. And that house is a 6,400 square foot, 6-bedroom, 4-bath. It's got a full guest suite with a full bedroom, a full jacuzzi tub, stand-up shower, full kitchen for the guest suite that we plan on bringing affiliates up to that are in part of my private mastermind groups and pay me for monthly coaching. We're going to be offering programs where they can come to our house. It's got a 20 by 40 pool. It's got a 2-car attached garage with a lift in it. It's got a 3,000 square foot detached garage with 20-foot doors. It's all finished off, sort of like Jay Leno's garage. The gentleman that we purchased this house from, his plans was to have a showroom for his vehicles in that garage. Well, due to the economy, we actually stole this house because I can tell you it would be worth well over $1 million if you were going to build it right now, and we didn't pay anything close to that. But had it not been for the technology that Joel Terrian created with Gvo, meaning the webcast room, the autoresponder, the hosting, the video hosting, guys, none of this would have been possible for me. Now, I'm here to tell you I'm no smarter than any single one of you on this broadcast right now. You can take that to the bank. I guarantee you that probably 99 out of 100 of you on this broadcast are more intelligent than I am. The only thing I did was have stick-with-itness, guys. And this is talking from the heart. One thing I realized about 4 years ago was I've got to start associating with better people. I think it's Zig Ziglar has the saying that you are who you associate with. And I want you guys to do this little exercise with me. So I'm going to give you a second to get a pen and a paper so that you can write some things down. I certainly hope you're taking notes because I'm giving you everything today, guys. The first thing I learned is I never stopped educating myself. I'm a motivational junkie. And that's what's turned me into a stage motivation speaker. I get asked many times per year to go to different events and speak on stage, not on a specific subject, but on motivation and how I've picked myself up from the bootstraps and moved forward. Now, I had someone email me not too long ago that said, Mark, it's easy for you when you've got money. Guys, I had no money. You know that. Everything I owned would fit in the back seat of my truck in 4 boxes. I started from nothing and built up to where we're at today, now owning a 6,400 square foot home. I never dreamed we would have that. This thing has 3 living rooms, a theater room, 3 full offices. The house I'm in now doesn't even have an office that I can work in. I'm working remotely out of a different office here in Cornish, truthfully out of our real estate office. In our new home that we move into on March 9th, I've got 3 offices to choose from. One we're going to make Dina's. The upstairs one is going to be my basic everyday office. And then one of the other offices we're going to make into the recording studio. How cool is that? But guys, I had nothing, and it hasn't been easy. I've had to sacrifice. I've had to figure out how to do things for free. Now at this point in my career, sure, I can hire people to do a lot of the medial tasks that we may not like doing, like creating autoresponder campaigns, like putting new web pages up, like creating content. But when you get started, folks, you have to start somewhere. Kim Nesbitt, who's in this room, is a prime example. She's been one of my students for about 2.5 years now. Probably one of the most successful students that I've had. Now, I love it, and I love being able to say this, but when the student becomes the teacher, because I absolutely go to Kim Nesbitt now for advice on different aspects of marketing. Kim will tell you, and she'll attest to this, we'll bring her up in a little bit, that, you know, I'm not trying to poke fun or degrade Kim at all, but she barely knew how to send email 2.5 years ago. Now she is hosting websites for offline companies. She's creating campaigns and become a social marketing queen with her business partner, Sarita. She's going to be launching a full-fledged membership website called A Passport to a New You this year. They're going to be writing a book. I guarantee that that book lands them on something like the Today Show. A Passport to a New You is a phenomenal philosophy, a phenomenal site, and I'm proud to say I had a small part in that, but now I go to Kim. Kim started somewhere too. The money wasn't already there. Kim, I'm putting you on the spot, but she called me a few weeks ago before we went on the Marketers Cruise, very proud because her and her husband became debt-free. 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I think it was the week of Christmas. That was their Christmas gift together. They became debt-free in, I believe, a 2.5-year period. Those are some of the things she's going to be teaching and following through with on her websites. So if you're not following Kim, I surely recommend you do so. What are the points to all of what I'm saying today, guys? It always comes back around to you are who you associate with. I hope you grabbed a pen and a piece of paper because I want you to try this exercise. I want you to write down the 5 people you most commonly associate with. Go ahead and write down the 5 people, write down on a list, one right under another, the 5 people you most commonly associate with. Then right next to those 5 names, I want you to write their yearly income. You know what they make because you associate with them more than anybody, and you know that for a fact. So write down their incomes. When you're done writing down their incomes, folks, add all 5 of those incomes up, then get a calculator up and divide it by 5, and I guarantee that's pretty much what you make within a few $1,000s. So if you take the 5 people you most commonly associate with, add their incomes up, divide it by 5, that's what you make. Now, I don't want to piss anybody off here. I'm not telling you that you should stop associating with your cousin who's down on his luck and doesn't have his job. He's lost his job, he's on unemployment. Or your neighbor next door who may be making $20,000 a year. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm telling you, folks, is what I did was brought new people into my sphere of influence. And I'm continually doing so. I'm always bringing new people into my sphere of influence by showing up at these webinars. That is associating with a new sphere of influence. Now I'm talking today, we got nothing to sell today, believe me, at all. I'm not going to try to sell you a thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you something at the end of the broadcast. Actually, it is kind of getting something because we're going to be beta testing successful money-making webinar and how to host a successful the 5 formats for webcasting. I'm going to be giving you those 2 ebooks absolutely free today. So where did the tipping point change for me? Well, it changed when I started associating with people like Joel Terrian, Frank Sousa, Mike Potman, Dagan Smith, people like Terry Anglin and the instructors at Gvo Academy. Why did that change? And it wasn't only my financial situation that changed, folks. My moral character. If you take those 5 people that you associate with, figure out kind of what the average of their moral character is. That's what you are. My religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, that's one thing that's really increased with me. We had a private mastermind on the ship. Terry Anglin was there, and we were talking about my mentors in life, and I was mentioning to people that, you know, no matter what religion they are, my mentors, the most successful people I know, like Terry, like Frank Sousa, like Dagan, like Joel, they all have a strong spiritual belief, okay? That will rub off on you also. Your political beliefs, okay? If you're part of that group, the people you associate with, your political beliefs will slowly change to be the aggregate of whom you're associating with. Believe me, this works at any point in life you're at. Now, I've been very blessed. I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. Okay, my dad started working very hard. I remember him working 16, 18-hour days at the grocery store, living his dream. We still own that grocery store today. We built our real estate company from the ground up. And our companies now do over $10 million a year. That's not what we make in profit, folks. We do over $10 million in volume per year. And that was starting with maybe doing $150,000 to $200,000 a year tops. And that's over the last 20-year period, guys. So that's pretty much a great American story for my dad. I still respect him so much. He's still my mentor. He's still my advisor in life. However, we have different paths. I saw him working basically 24/7, 7 days a week. And don't get me wrong, I still work 7 days a week, pretty much 24/7, but I do it because I want to, not because I have to. I have the freedom to take off and go on a 10-day cruise with my friends. I have the freedom next month to take off and go to Vegas and take my 2 oldest boys for their birthday gift. I have the freedom that every September, Dina and I got married in Las Vegas, that we take 7 to 10 days and we just take off and go down there. I have the freedom that last Christmas we packed up the family, including my brother's family and his kids and my mother and father, and brought them to Disney World over Christmas. Having that freedom is what is different for me now. And I can tell you the biggest factor was associating with the right people. You know, I'm good friends with one of the programmers, Dustin Ward is a great influence on me with his work ethic and his knowledge, okay? Guys, think about that. Think about what I just said. I'm going to open it up for questions right now. If you got questions, I'm going to try to watch both the Facebook wall and the room wall. But I'm also going to call on a few of the instructors on exactly what I'm talking about right now. Terry Anglin, you and I have kept doing something, which he's always multitasking, which is perfectly fine. Tony asked a question, how do I stream the room on my FB page? Just go to viralwebcaster.com, click like and allow. You can get yourself an account and start. There's a video in there that shows you exactly how to do it. How do I access your ebook for signing up for meetcheap? I will give you that access today. How does that sound? And Derek, there should be a link in the back of GVO, but I don't believe there is yet. But I'm giving those 2 ebooks. Adam says, I could not agree with you more, Mark. How do I get my Viral Webcaster to stay on my Facebook? The videos are right over at Viral Webcaster. You have to create a page, which we show you how to do. And then you just simply put it on your page. It's pretty much click, 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 and you're done. This is my debt-free year, Donald Lowry says. Donald, I have no doubt in my mind. Guys, I'm going to pause the chat for a second while I look over on the Facebook wall. Glad I made it. Check out the Viral Webcaster live. Glad I made it. Good morning from Molina, Philippines. Welcome, Philippines. We got a lot of people commenting on the tool over there. Someone said, hi, Carol. Carol Doodley is in here. Carol is just a great inspiration, too. I follow her on Facebook. She's always posting some great things. So, guys, let me open it back up in the big room, I call it. 450 people in here right now. Let me see if there's any questions I can answer for you on what I just talked about. We do have Kim Nesbitt in here. Kim, I'd love to call on you also to give your thought process on what I just talked about, and tell people, am I full of crap, or does this stuff really work? And you're welcome, Carol. Yes, associating people, Dallas, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm going to stop the chat for a second because Dallas put in the text box, would associating with people on the internet count? I don't live near Joel Terry, and I don't live near Dagan Smith. Guys, Dagan Smith's $1 for personal consulting, and some of the best investment I could ever make was with Dagan Smith. But I don't live near any of these people that are my mentors, I call it, my sphere of influence, my association, my top 5 that I associate with. And I met every single one of them basically through the internet to build that relationship. That's what you're all doing in here right now. You're associating with some of the most successful people online. And it does work, Donald, you're right. Let me read a few more questions, then I want to bring Kim up. Hello, I'm a motivated person just starting out right now. I have a full-time job and have a desire to succeed. Any suggestions? Absolutely. Here's my suggestion, Wesley. Learn, number 1. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. Kim will attest to you, it's usually the 2-year mark that it busts out and just explodes on you. Number 2, here's a piece of advice. When you do start making money online, don't do what I did. This is what I did, and I'm trying to teach you something here. Do not rely on that income. Do not change your lifestyle. And we'll talk about a little bit about BDIL, which stands for Business, Debt, Investments, and Lifestyle. But Wesley, my recommendation is learn how to put a web page up yourself, okay? Learn how to use the autoresponder. Learn how to use video. Learn how to do social marketing. So what if it takes you 90 days to learn how to do these tasks so that you're proficient? In 90 days, don't you think that you'll be a little bit ahead of where you were? It's stick-with-itness that matters, folks. In learning how to do things, unless you can already afford to have them done for you. Okay? We have what we call GVO Academy, some of the best online instructors in the world. A good place to start is Terry Anglin's class on WordPress, because you can have a site up and running in a matter of minutes just by following those videos and following Terry's live classes, Wesley. Another thing, if you do, say you start making $200 a month, do not go out and get yourself a $200 a month car payment. Why is that? Well, Wesley, it's going to be because you're going to have a harder time walking away from your job. What you want to do is your online income needs to supersede, go over your offline income. Now, last January, a year ago this month, is when that happened for me. My online income went well over my offline income from my career, my jobs, my businesses. I was a lot further behind, believe it or not, and you're struggling more online so that you can get rid of that JOB. Make pretend that you don't have that income and invest it in buying down your debt so that when your online income goes over your offline income, you've bought down your debt and you're ready to rock and roll. Did that make sense to people? If you start taking the money that you're making online and changing your lifestyle with it, and you truly want to quit your JOB, in 2 years you're going to be worse off because you're going to be struggling harder online to quit your JOB because you're relying on that online income. Now you've got to replace that plus your JOB income. Okay? So I hope that makes sense, Wesley, and that's my advice to you. Stick with it. Do not give up. Do not be part of the 98.5% online. Okay? That's hard to say, but then, 98.5 of the people in this room will not be here 6 months from now, unfortunately. My question is, are you going to be one of the 1.5 to 2% that will commit to be here 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the road? Are you going to commit to yourself to learn how to do it? I spent countless hours up in the middle of the night learning how to put a web page up, learning how to use an autoresponder. You've got to become an information sponge. And I can tell you right now, it does not take hand-holding. A lot of people think it does. A lot of people think, oh, I've got to get a web page up. I need somebody to personally hold my hand. Actually, that's worse off, I think. You've got to do it like Kim Nesbitt did it. You've got to learn it from Hard Knocks. You search online. There's free videos. Guys, to get a web page up, to use an autoresponder, you don't need to buy anything. You can just do a search on Google and you'll figure out how to do it. I just traded up. I used to be using Microsoft Front Page to build my web pages. I went to Dreamweaver upon recommendation of my good friend, one of my mentors, Dustin Ward and Alex Roy. Okay, these are two programming geniuses. So I changed over to Dreamweaver. I opened this thing up and I went, whoa, man, this is going to take me a year to learn. Well, guess what, guys? I just did a search for some shortcut videos on how to use Dreamweaver on Google, and I found more content that taught me how to use this tool absolutely free. So you can do the same thing. You've got to take responsibility for yourself in your education and teaching yourself. Believe me, it'll be worth it. And why is that? Even when you have the money, like I do now, to hire my web pages done, there's lots of times today I had to whip out a quick web page to give you guys as a gift. It took me all of about 12 minutes to whip that web page out with the downloads on it. And I used Dreamweaver, by the way, which was pretty cool. Okay, you still want to know how to do it yourself. So even when you're hiring it done, when you're outsourcing it, you have a good working knowledge on what it should cost and the hours that are involved. Because if it's somebody that's even more advanced for you, say it takes you 3 hours, it should only take them an hour, and that's what you know you should pay them for. So having a good working knowledge of that is a beautiful thing. So I'm going to pop off for a second. I would love to bring up a great student of mine, just a great person overall, Mrs. Kim Nesbitt. Could you pop up and give us your take on what we're talking about? And sit tight, guys, because I got a special gift in store for you.
Whoops. Now can you hear me? Am I back? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Just give me a Y. Okay, great. Thanks. I did start online about 3 years ago, and I floundered, and then I went to a live event where I met Joel and Mike and Mark, and the live event was absolutely life-changing because after I met Mark, I did become his student and got some guidance. But I tell you, I spent hours and hours and hours on the computer trying to learn everything. And I decided long ago that I absolutely was not going to quit. I was going to make it no matter what it took. And the learning process really is about 2 years, and just don't rush yourself through that. But the first time I put a website up, honestly, it took me a day and a half, and it was just going back and watching those videos and doing it and going back and trying to figure it out. And I used to tell my husband all the time, I feel like we're on a house tour and everyone is already in the back bedrooms, and I can't even figure out how to find the house. I don't even know what street they're on. And so it was truly just going back and Googling things. If I couldn't find out what it was, I would spend time finding out. If I talked to someone and they didn't have the answer, I found somebody else who did. And I just kept at it. And Mark, I was looking at, as you were talking, I was writing down the 5 most people that I hang out with, and it blows me away, the list. The first person, of course, I put was my husband, who is very supportive. And then I have Mark Call, Tissa Gadavatani, Brian Baer, Joel Terrian, Dagan Smith, Mike Potvin, all of the GVO instructors. I mean, it blows my mind. And Dallas, you were asking if people online count, and everyone except for my husband are people that I've met online and people that I've met through GVO, through the academy, and then just associations. Mark has introduced me to, Dagan Smith, and so it's crazy. If you had told me 2.5 years ago that I would be teaching classes on social media and helping people put up websites and hosting my own websites, I would have said, you are absolutely crazy, because I found computers extremely boring. I couldn't understand. My husband's an engineer, and I'm like, I don't know why you like computers. They're just, I don't get it. And now it's like, oh, I want a new computer. I want this, I want that. We're not going to get it until we pay cash. We did just recently on December 22nd, we made our final debt payment. We are completely debt free. It was 2.5 years of extremely hard work, but we are now living on cash and cash only. If there's a product or there is something that I want, I wait until I have the cash for it. And we don't have a budget. We think a budget is too stifling. What we call it is a spending plan. And I get excited when I talk about this. I know that you can all do this. Take the time to learn what you need to do. Hang around with Mark and Tissa and Brian, Joel, the GVO Academy. I mean, go to the Academy and really soak up what they're teaching you, because you really can do this. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it, and I just look forward to working with all of you. So thank you, Mark, absolutely, for your mentorship and your friendship. I so appreciate it. That gift up for you. So I'll talk for just a few more minutes. But truly, GVO has been life-changing for me. And it's not going to happen overnight. You have to put the work in. It's not like you join GVO and everything changes. It's a lot of work, but it can be a lot of fun, and it's just not stressing about it. And Mark, just let me know when you're ready to go. Like I said, if someone had said, you know what, you're going to be, okay, you're ready? Okay, great. Here you are.
I just want to let you know I'm so very proud of you and your husband. I know he's been a big supporter, just like Dina has been a supporter of me. That's another thing too, folks. Once you find that your financial situation starts to straighten out a little better, your work ethic starts to straighten out a little better, your moral judgment starts to straighten out a little better, Even your political and religious beliefs start to straighten out by whom you're associating with. You're going to find your personal relationships just grow to no ends. It's absolutely amazing. And you're right, Kim. I was just testing on the back end to make sure the gifts stick around, guys. Don't go anywhere. Here's what I want to do. I want to bring Mr. Terry Anglin up for his take on what we were just talking about. Now, stick around, guys. Right after Terry comes back, I'm going to take some questions. I'll first show you how you're going to get your gift. You're going to help us out with a little beta test at the same time. But one person who's not in here that I need to mention is Mr. Tisagata. He's a $1 million network marketing earner. He is a social marketing genius. He's a cutting-edge developer. And he's most of the brains behind Viral Webcaster, to be honest with you guys, which is just going nuts, or going to go nuts, especially this week once we have every little aspect of it finished and get the recommendations from you. So a big shout out to him. We're also going to hear from Brian Baer. Brian, if you're on here and you can pop on before the end of the broadcast, just tell me in the text. But we'll do that after I give you your gift and kind of when we wrap this up, because Brian's got a new system too that we'd like to plug you into. So I hit my button by mistake. I'm going to bring up Mr. Terry Anglin. He's become like a true brother to me. Terry, your thoughts on what I'm talking about, my friend. Terry? Terry is multitasking again. Terry, when you are here, let me know in the text box. I do want to get you up here and talk. Now stick around, guys, because when the webcast ends, there's some other people I want to bring up. I'd like to bring up Claire Polton, Robert Blakester. We definitely want to get Terry Anglin up here. And also Mr. Brian Baer. When the webcast is kind of over, we're going to just have an open mic format, and I'll talk a little bit about Brian also. Guys, let me ask you a question. Does everybody in the room see what I'm talking about? And I'm going to put the chat up here in the big room with 466 people in it. And I'm also looking over on Facebook to see if there's any questions coming in. 114 people on Facebook. Where do I get the detailed information about meetcheap? I've looked and found no answers. Just go to meetcheap.com. That's where you can get the detailed answers. I guess let me stop the text chat for a second. Are there any what I'll do, guys, is I'll open it up for questions about products and services when we wrap the webinar up. But I want to see if there's any questions on what I've talked about. We call this the Talk from the Heart series. We're going to have many more people like Brian and Tissa coming up doing Talks from the Heart, Kim Nesbitt, all the instructors from Gvo Academy giving you their insight on success. It is so, so important that you're always growing. I just recently downloaded, and I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not going to recommend it yet, but I just started something called the 90-second rule. And if it works, believe me, I'll be telling everybody about it. But I'm always growing myself, motivation, personal-wise, all the time, guys. I probably spend $25,000 a year on educating myself. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but it really isn't. It's an investment. So, shared folder at the bottom right of the room, the left of meetcheap logo. I don't have anything in the shared folder, guys. I'm actually going to give you a way to get the downloads a little bit different today. It's going to kind of shock you. Let me open the chat up, and D-Tier, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Ask the question, where can I get detailed information about meetcheap? At the end of the broadcast, we'll open it up to questions about the products and services of GVO, if that's all right with you. I'm going to open the chat up. Are there any questions at all on what we have gone over with you so far? Do leaders promote outside of their downlines and crossline? I absolutely promote to my personal list, folks. I absolutely do. And here's my philosophy on promoting. And when you get, I'm going to stop the chat so that I can catch up. When you get to a point where you've built a list, folks, Believe me, it is all about building a list when you're online, a list of eager followers. It's a big, big responsibility to have a list too. Now, not too long ago, 4 years ago or so, I owned Internet Video Pro and Internet Audio Pro, and I had a pretty big list. But I burnt that list out, and I'm being very frank with you guys because I didn't treat the list right. All I was worried about was making money. If you guys go to my blog, markcall.com, that's markcall.com, you'll see the header on my blog says it's not always about making a profit. It's about making a difference. M-A-D. Make a difference. Frank Sousa runs around with a button on his chest all the time, a little tiny white button and red letters that says, I'm mad. M-A-D. Mad means making a difference. I have no problems at all promoting something to my list, but here's my requirements now. And it has tripled my income, folks. I will not promote anything that I haven't owned, used, and can prove it works, or I know for a fact through another party that's personally in touch with me that it's worked. And here's what I've always thought too. If you find something, let's say the 90-second rule, and I can't promote it yet, guys. I know it has an affiliate program. I bought it. I've gone through half of it. I'm going through the other half this afternoon. If this is something that works for me, it's not much of an affiliate commission, but I will have no problems promoting that if it worked for me. I feel that if you find something that has worked for you and you can stand behind, you have a moral obligation to share that with others. And why wouldn't you? Especially if you care about the people that are on your list. You care about your private coaching students. You care about your own inner circle. It's no different than going to a movie. If you find a movie that was truly heartbreaking and tore at your emotions, you're going to share that with others, especially if it had a great moral to the story. So you're darn right. That's how we make our money, is promoting. But this is my forewarning to you. Don't burn your list out and promote anything and everything that comes across your desk. The Warrior Forum is huge. I've probably promoted 2 things off the Warrior Forum. ClickBank is absolutely huge. I've probably promoted 4 things. Anything else I've promoted has been for self-development and helping people grow their business. But I often tell people, and Kim will attest to this, and I know Terry and Robert and Claire will, here's what I tell people. Stop spending. Every single one of us, including myself, has file folders full of products that we bought and downloaded and haven't used. Here's what I tell people also. Here's some advice on growing your list. Okay, you ready for this one? Get on every single list that you can of the top marketers. Have your inbox full. Now that, a lot of you may be going, oh my goodness, I don't want to have, I probably get 400 to 500 emails a day, guys. But you know what I look at with these top marketers? I don't look at what they're selling me. I look at how they're selling it to me. If I opened the email and I read the email and actually clicked the link, you know what I do? I call it a little swipe file. I save that email in a folder because I know that email, because I want to attract people like myself, that email format, that style will get my emails opened. You want to be doing the same thing. But stop buying until you're making. Or do me a favor. If it's a personal growth product or an instruction product, only buy it if you're going to commit to yourself that you're going to give it a fair shot. I've had so many people. Here's an example, Dagan Smith's program. Dagan Smith, like I said, I've spent over $12,000 for personal mentoring with him. Terry Anglin, I'm going to be dishing out probably $400 to $500 a month for Terry to have him help me with my membership sites. A lot of people, especially with programs like Dagan's, won't take the time to go in and truly learn it, and they'll quit and say, oh, it doesn't work. That's bull, because I know for a fact that it works because it's worked for me. It's worked for Kim. It's worked for a lot of the people in my inner circle. So if you're going to buy something, commit to sticking with it and following through on the instructions. Now, there is some crap out there, guys. There's no denying it. There's people out there that could care less about your success. Okay? You'll feel that. You'll know if that person's just looking for the money grab or not. So be forewarned. Wow, I got off on quite the tangent there just over on emails. So how can I stream the room an FB page without Viral Webcaster? I'm not sure, Scott. That's why we created Viral Webcaster, to make it click easy, and it's absolutely free for you to do it with Viral Webcaster. I'm sure there's a way if you know coding and know FBML and all that for the reveal tabs and whatnot, but why not just use Viral Webcaster, because you can use it free with your meetcheap room. Great to see you back, Claire Polton, and we're going to have Claire up here too. We're going to hear from all the instructors and Brian Bear. What book would you recommend reading first to a new internet marketer? Absolutely, probably Think and Grow Rich. Now there's a bigger book that Think and Grow Rich came from that I recommend to my students, but it's very expensive. You know, it's almost 1,500 pages. Think and Grow Rich absolutely would be the first book that I would recommend reading. And I'm glad you asked. All right, I'm going to open the chat up. Any more questions on what we've been talking about? I'm going to bring up a slide for you folks to show you how to get your gifts from me today. We're going to be beta testing a new little feature that you might see down the road. And here's what I'm going to give you today. Those two products that you see right underneath the free gift just for joining. And guys, did you see how I uploaded new slides so it fixed my name? I hate it when things aren't right. Thank you for awesome answer. You're welcome, Tim. You know, and I'll stay here as long as I need to today to answer questions. And we will open product questions up right at 12 o'clock. That's 7 minutes. So who's ready to see how they get their free gift? And this is going to be kind of cool, guys. Here you go. This is all you need to do. You need to get your cell phone out. Okay? I'm going to turn the chat off. And those that are over on Facebook, you need to get your cell phone out. You need to text the word webinar, your first name, your last name, and your email address to 207-518-7678. You just simply text the word webinar, your first name, your last name, and your email address to 207-518-7678. Let me show you on a little screenshot of a phone. And we just beta tested this out. So that's exactly what it would be. Webinar, first name, last name, email address. And of course you're going to replace first name with your name, last name with your last name, email address with your real email address. You'll immediately get a text with a link to the download page. You'll also get an email. And guess what, guys? You're also going to get a phone call verifying, which is kind of cool. This is true mobile marketing on the internet at its best. We're beta testing this, guys. We're not going to say when this is released. We just like your help with the beta test, and we want to reward you for it. It is an absolutely cool feature. So as you can see, you're going to text the word webinar. Let's make pretend it's me. I'm going to text webinar, mark, call, and then my email address. And I'm going to click send. Now, the way this works, guys, when we release this, you'll be able to set up your own keyword for that phone number. You can have them simply send the keyword in their email, the keyword, their first name, last name, whatever you wish. So it's kind of a neat feature that we're trying out. So again, text the word webinar, your first name, your last name, and your email address to 207-518-7678. I want to thank one of my other mentors for putting me on to this. Myron Golden, who has become a dear friend, one of the best motivational speakers I've ever seen on stage. We shared the stage together at Dagan Smith's event. Myron Golden did this up at the front of the room. Said, guys, I want to send you a free video. Pull out your cell phones right now. Man, it's so unusual at a live event to be telling your viewers at a live event to take their cell phones out. Usually you're telling them to put them away. I'm like, what's this guy up to? He said, text your first name, last name, and your email address to this number. And we did it. Well, we've taken it a step further with keywords like the word webinar so that you can distinguish which page is sent to these people. Now, again, this is just totally beta testing, folks. And we'd love your feedback on the wall, that's for sure. But text the word webinar, your first name, your last name, and your email address again to 518-7678, and you'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. If anybody's got any questions, and then we're going to talk about products, but I want to get a few people up here today. Another thing I want to mention is we've pretty much done all the tweaks over at viralwebcaster.com. Guys, I highly recommend that you go over and set up your, just about every single one of you in this room. Is there anybody in here that's not a member of GVO, Host Them Profits, meetcheap, GVO Conference? Is there anybody in this room? Give me a Y in the text box. What's the area code? 207 is the area code. I have my learning curve on WordPress online for the past years. I'm also a personal coach. Now I'm new in GVO, wondering how to combine what I know and how to structure my GVO business. What a great question, Linda, and I love to see people like you coming on board. Linda, what I would do is first off start broadcasting just like we are right now if you're not doing so already. Come up with some free training programs that you can offer your people. Also, filter your people into GVO. Let us do some of the training for you so that you can take those people on a more one-on-one basis to the next level. And I think you're experienced in this, and you know what I mean by breaking your group down into smaller, more successful groups. You've got some people that'll do it, some people that won't, some people you just, you know, want to be there, so to speak. So use the tools first of all. By using the tools with GVO, I use their hosting, I use their autoresponder, I use their video hosting, I certainly use their web conferencing. And guys, I wrote the book on webcasting. I could choose any webcasting service I wish. I choose GVO Conference, meetcheap. Now, I want to try to explain real quick before we get a bunch of questions about this. We have, and guys, I got to make it clear that right now, it only works for people in the U.S. I am so sorry if you're out of the country. This isn't our fault. It's the network switches in countries like France, Europe, and the UK. So that phone number, that will only work for people inside the country. I will give you a blank email that you can send a blank email to an email address for those of you that are out of the country before we end, so you can get that bonus. I was just reminded. I apologize, guys. I should have announced that at the beginning. That is my big mistake. So if you're in the U.S., you can text webinar, your first name, your last name, and your email address to 207-518-7678. We will be working on international, but this is just kind of a beta test. So those of you out of the country, I will give you an email address that you can send a blank email to. How's that sound? All right, guys. Before we go any further, I want to open up some product questions, and we are at the top of the hour, so I'm kind of ending my Talk from the Heart series. I hope you got something out of it. I really, really do, because this is what I live for, is changing lives and making a difference. I encourage you to become a mad marketer, which means everything you do online and for your team, always be thinking, will this make a difference? If you can make a difference in people's lives, I guarantee you the money will come. I promise you that. I shared a lot with you today. We're going to hear from some other people. We'll stay here as long as we need to. A lot of people are asking, I don't understand meetcheap. I don't understand Host Them Profits. Let me bring a slide up, guys, and try to explain it to you. Flow. I think it's this one right here. And I'm going to talk about kind of one of our competitors when explaining this, okay? Basically, you have GVO as a company, Global Virtual Opportunities. You also have another company, which is kind of a competitor to us, but they've got a great business model called GoDaddy. GoDaddy basically sells what? Domain names. Well, GoDaddy also has other products. They have a product called Website Tonight. That's the actual brand name of it. Well, I want you to think of GVO as like the GoDaddy, the main company. And we have a package of GVO called Host Them Profits. Host Them Profits is a $9.97 a month, limited hosting, limited autoresponder, limited video hosting, and a small conference room all in one package for $9.97 a month. That's an entry-level package. Think of it as like a silver package of GVO. We also have what we call meetcheap. Meetcheap is sort of like, trying to think of an analogy with GoDaddy, and I really can't. Sort of like email hosting. They have a name for it over there, okay, at GoDaddy. meetcheap is another package of Gvo, which is strictly for the webcasting platform. Now here's the natural progression. People that come in through meetcheap, which is a lot of people in this room right now that came in through meetcheap, a lot of people on Facebook that came in through meetcheap. The natural progression is you're going to need an autoresponder, you're going to need hosting, you're going to need video hosting. You're going to upgrade to a Host Then Profits account. Also, as we help you grow your business online through meetcheap, you're going to need to upgrade your room capacity. You're going to want to go to private branding. We get you in there at an entry level to help you get started at a real reasonable rate. Joel has become the GoDaddy of web hosting, autoresponders, and video conferencing, plain and simple. So if you're a member of meetcheap, you can promote meetcheap, you can promote Host Then Profits, you can promote Gvo. If you're a member of Host Then Profits, you can promote all of these. The best way to maximize, if you're looking at this as a full-fledged business, is to upgrade to a full-fledged titanium Gvo account at $44.95, I believe, don't quote me on that, per month for unlimited hosting, unlimited autoresponder campaigns, unlimited video hosting, and a larger room. Okay? You'll maximize the comp plan by being a titanium member. But if you're a member of any of these, Gvo, Host Then Profits, meetcheap, you can filter people into any of the products. Okay, it's all under one umbrella. So if you're a member of Gvo, you do not need to join meetcheap because you're already a member. You do not need to join Host Then Profits because you're already a member. Now in the reverse, if you're a member of meetcheap, we highly recommend that you upgrade to the Host Then Profits package right from your back office. If you're a member of Host Then Profits, we highly recommend you upgrade to a Gvo Titanium account. Now, one question is, how does Viral Webcaster fit into this? Viral Webcaster is the brainchild of myself and Tissa Godavartani. We're allowing people to use our application that we've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on, okay? We've spent thousands and thousands of dollars and countless hours in programming and brainstorming for Viral Webcaster. We're allowing members of meetcheap, Host Then Profits, and Gvo to use our product on a limited basis for free. However, it's not a Gvo product. Okay? It is just the live conferencing like you're seeing now on Facebook is merely being run by the power of one of Gvo's conference rooms. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And we're allowing you to have the discussions box too, the viral discussions box. So I hope that clarifies it a little. Let me go right over to the chat browser now and open it up. I do want to bring some other people up. Terry Anglin, if you're here, if you could let me know. I want to bring Mr. Terry Anglin up to the mic and give you his take on everything we've been talking about. And then we'll go to Claire Polton, Robert Blakester, and then we're going to talk to Brian Bear a little bit, guys. Mark, are you sharing a lot of files in the shared files folder? Thank you. How can we use them? I have no files in the shared file folder right now. And actually, instructors, I want to let you know, after your classes, we're going to be clearing those out in this master room. So, another thing, too, I want to let you know, folks, with Viral Webcaster, if you're a member of meetcheap and Host Then Profits, you can put your meetcheap and your Host Then Profit username, which is one and the same, in the back office. And if you refer somebody to Viral Webcaster and they sign up for a meetcheap room or a Host Then Profit room, they will go to your affiliate link just by referring to them to Viral Webcaster also. So we made that kind of a downline builder for you. Is it possible to stream live video into Viral Webcasting? Absolutely, Gvo to Monhote. That's exactly what it does. Okay, it takes your meetcheap, Gvo conference, Gvo, Host Then Profits room, and it streams the live video into the application. It's all seamless. Okay, I'm going to stop this for 1 second, guys, so I can read some of this. I made a fan page. I made fan page set up my Viral Webcaster. Every time I press home on Viral Webcaster, goes away from what am I doing wrong. You want to press save when you're setting it up. In Viral Webcaster, I don't have the user interface there for me, but it's the second tab over, My Pages or Create Page. That home page is just going to bring you to the My Pages right now until we get the videos up there. Got them, no problem here in Canada. Thank you, Mark. Awesome. John, thank you very much. It's good to know, Dustin, it is working in Canada. So thank you very much, John. Isn't that kind of a cool little service? Getting back up, everyone, especially my family, I think I'm just trying to read through some of these. Phone is not set up for texting. Virgil, I'll give you a send to email. We just want everybody in the U.S. and Canada to try what we said by sending that text to try out the system. Yeah, it seems it doesn't work SMS in Europe, unfortunately. Sorry about that, folks. Eva. I should have announced that at the beginning. Are GVO Academy webinars available as recordings? Let me clarify something right now. If you go over to gvoacademy.com/fan, and I'm not sure if it's up there now because we got some minor changes, there's a whole arsenal of videos in there. There's also training videos in the back end. Everything that's being covered has already been covered in some of the videos that we already have previously recorded. Terry Anglin's class usually runs an average of a 6-week cycle, and then he starts over. Claire Polton kind of the same way. We are working on a better system. We actually talked about it on the cruise, where the instructors will be able to just put the direct stream link in for their live webinars afterwards. But I can tell you most of the information that's covered is already covered in video format in your GVO, Host and Profit, meetcheap back office in the instruction videos, which is the basic knowledge of how to use, actually not even basic and advanced knowledge of how to use the tools that GVO provides to get your website up and running. The one thing you miss by not being on the live classes, and the reason we have these live classes, is the interaction like we're doing right now. So I can assure you that you're not missing anything video-wise or training-wise because we already have everything pre-recorded for you. What you're missing is that interaction, and unfortunately, we can't be broadcasting 24/7 to satisfy every single person's schedule because it's so different. It's based upon each individual instructor's schedule, but we do our best. Okay, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take a few more questions. Terry Anglin, if you're here, give me a Y in the text box. Terry Anglin, if you're here. Awesome. I'm going to bring Terry Anglin up, guys, to just talk to you for a minute about what we've been talking about. Terry?
Okay, Mark, can you hear me? If anybody can hear me, please go ahead and put a Y in the chat. Okay, great, thank you. Thanks, Mark, and I do appreciate the time and the information that you've been giving us. And I do want to say that the time we spent together on the cruise was fantastic. You are like a true brother to me, and for everybody on the webcast, I do recommend that the minute that you hear that it's available for you to start looking for next year's cruise, it's the best experience you'll ever have. It makes a change. I went on my first cruise last year. It made a huge difference this last year. And again, this year with Mark, I got to know him a lot better, and his wife, Dina, I'm sorry. Got to spend time with Joel and Ilona, and it's just a great time to get to know your fellow marketers and become personal friends with them. You know, this business is about the people that you touch, the lives that you can change. I can tell you that in the beginning I used to focus on the money and try to build the business. It was when I quit focusing on the money and focusing on people and how we can help them that it started making a difference in my own personal life. And so if you just take and get involved, get with the people in the GVO family. We're all like a big family, and the GVO Academy instructors, you can get the instruction you need. It's going to be a life-changing experience for anybody that just gets involved. That was the best advice I had years ago, was to get around people, like-minded people, with the right attitude. Just like Mark said, the people that you spend time with are the ones that will actually make a difference in your life. The money that you make, the attitude that you have, it all affects your life. So, you know, every week I enjoy the class I have, because it's just like the people that come each week are family to me, and I do care about the experience that they have and what they accomplish. And I have never found another place. That's why I love GVO. That's why I love Joel Terrian, Mike Pockman, Mark Call, and all the instructors, because they truly care about your experience, about your success. So again, Mark, I love you, brother. I appreciate the time that you gave me. You're one of my biggest mentors in life, and as we talked on the cruise, we're all still learning, and I'm still learning every day. So Claire was on the cruise with us. I've been dealing with Claire for the past year. As far as on my webinars, I finally got to meet her in person, and she's a fantastic person. So Claire, I love you, and enjoy the time that we also had on the cruise. So I just want to let everybody know how much we care about you, we love you, and glad that you're joining the GVO family. So Mark, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you.
Terry, I feel absolutely the same way, you know that, and I love you, brother. You truly are a brother to me. And guys, I want you to note one thing. Even though we're broadcasting worldwide, we promote Host Them Profits, GVO, Meet Cheap as a solution for staying home rather than the hotel meeting. That doesn't mean it replaces these once or twice a year live events. You heard Kim Nesbitt say that she met up with us at a live event in Las Vegas. You heard Terry talking about meeting up on the GVO Marketers Cruise. Guys, nothing replaces the live one-on-one contact, and these are the events where you can really start to bring in the new association in your life. So when you hear about them, I highly recommend you do whatever it takes to get yourself to the next one that we have. Ken asked, I'm a Titanium member. I've been promoting Meet Cheap and Host Them Profits. Where can I find my stats? Those are right in your back office, in your downlines and your leads, Ken. You can see those right in there. You can also see your different hits and your traffic, where it's coming from in there. Does anyone know about setting up GVO, setting up email in GVO? The videos are right in your back office, how to set up your autoresponder. And then once you set up hosting, Peter, once you set up your hosting and you log into your cPanel, just follow the videos. They're right there that show you how to set your hosting up. And then log into your cPanel. Right inside of cPanel, there are videos showing you how to set up your email right inside of each one of your domain hosting accounts. So there are videos for absolutely everything, except for everything with Viral Webcaster, because that's what I'm still working on. And we did make some major changes over there, so I want to thank Tissa for taking action and working with the gremlins, as we call it. Let me see if there's any other quick questions. Actually, I want to bring up right in order. Let's bring up Claire Polton, Robert Blakester, and then we're going to end it with Kim Nesbitt, and then we're going to talk to Brian Baer about what he's had going on too, one of our top affiliates. So Claire, come on up and tell the folks your thoughts on what we've been talking.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I absolutely loved the Marketers Cruise. It was, like I put in the text chat there, it was the best investment I ever made. I loved meeting you and Dina, Mark, and Terry and his wife, and other people that were there, Joel and Alona. Of course, I've met Joel and Alona before, but it was great to see them again. I started out with GVO back in March of 2003, so it's coming up 9 years for me. I've been an instructor with GVO for, let's see, 4 years, and then I took a year off, and then I came back again last year to do what I love, teaching others how to work the different tools for GVO. I'm a professional web designer. I started out knowing absolutely nothing, just like Kim. I mean, I had 20 years experience with computers doing accounting and spreadsheets, etc., but I had no experience online. I didn't even know how to copy and paste. I think I was worse off than Kim was, but I knew absolutely nothing. But I I found my true passion, and that was designing websites, and I taught myself from the ground up. And my second passion, of course, is health and fitness and nutrition, and my third passion is teaching others. And I have to believe that that Marketers Cruise was the best investment I ever made. It taught me a lot. I got to meet a lot of really great people, Frank Sousa, Jane and Phil Marks, and I just, anybody that's starting out here, it is a learning curve. It took me 3 months to get my very, very first web page up. And we didn't have these conferences to help us out either. It was all right straight off the top of the head. It was just through trial and error. You have a great advantage having the GVO Academy with all the great instructors to teach you how to do whatever it is you need to do. And I just want to thank Mark again for the great hospitality and the great meetings that we did have, hosted by you and Dina and Joel. And thanks again, and it was great meeting all the others on the cruise.
So was that my cue to come up? I didn't know if I was supposed to come up or not. Wow, what can I say after that? Hello everyone, my name is Robert Blakely. People know me as the Blakester. I did not go on the Marketer Cruise because some of us had to hold the fort down because all of us, you know, are out here to build the business online. So what else can I say? Everything that you guys said fascinates me. I love you all. One thing that if you're brand new here, you will find that a lot of us is just a close, tight-knit family. I can tell you that I've been networking for many, many years, and way back when, you know, this was actually unheard of. People didn't want to give you their secrets. People didn't want to help you succeed. But the way that things have gone, you know, it's totally flipped to where we as instructors and we as leaders know and understand that in order for us to physically have success, we have to go out there and help others succeed. So you'll find a lot of that. My classes are Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, no worries, Brian. You didn't cut me off or nothing. I expected Mark to come back on. I didn't know if he was like, you know, calling the show or stuff like that, but just wanted to pop on here real quick and introduce myself in case you don't know who I am and stuff. Brian, love you, brother. We should connect a little bit more. Other than that, and if you're brand new and you're joining the team, we want to welcome you to our family, and hopefully I'll see you on some of my Friday shows. We actually went 2 grueling hours this last Friday helping some people set up their funnel, their sales funnel, you know, show them how to put some money in their pocket before people buy. So it was really great, and look forward to seeing some of you guys on my Friday shows. But definitely get involved, take action, and learn everything you can, because that's really the key to it, and make sure that you're in it to win it. Mindset's everything. And off to Brian Bear.
All right, guys, we're going to try to bring up a couple more people. I do want to ask a favor of you guys. I'm going to put a couple links in the text box. gvoacademy.com/fan, gvoacademy.com/fan, and also viralwebcaster.com. These instructors do these classes absolutely free of charge. They're not getting paid or compensated by GVO, by me, by anybody else, no more than I am. They're building a team. They're out there doing it, been there, done that. Way you can thank us for putting on these classes, and we'd love your feedback on today's class, guys, is leave a comment on the wall for us. If you liked today's webinar, please, I'd love to see 400 comments over on the GVO Academy fan page, letting Joel know that everybody was in good hands while he's away at an event representing GVO. So gvoacademy.com/fan, please, I'd love to see at least 300 comments over there, guys, because we truly do give of ourselves. And also the same on Viral Webcaster for Tissa, everything he's done and what we're representing over there. I want to thank everybody for helping us with the beta test on the texting. That was absolutely phenomenal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot it over. I don't see Brian Bear in here now. I think he was having some technical challenges. Brian, if you come back up here, buddy, let me know. Let's shoot it over to Kim Nesbitt, and then we'll kind of wrap the webcast up. We so appreciate everybody. Kim, take it away. Brian's back. Let's go to Brian, and then I want to have Kim end the broadcast. So, Brian, take it away, buddy.
Thanks very much, Mark. Can you guys hear me okay? Is that okay right there? All right. I have not had the opportunity to. Oh, okay. Thanks, Blake. I haven't had the opportunity to meet Mark Call yet, but I'll tell you what. To meet Tissa Godavatani, Joel, his wife Alona, and so many of the other. Excuse me, some of the other instructors in GVO Academy, and the people behind the scenes, the people that are working to make GVO what it will become one day. Yeah, I tell you what, these guys are awesome. You know, Mike Potvin, what a guy. You know, they're so cool. You know, they really, really are down to earth, real people, and they're not greedy guru type people, you know what I'm saying? So you can tell that they're very honest and sincere and transparent, cool people, and that really makes a big difference. I just wanted to echo one of the things that Mark Call said as far as building a list. It is very, very vital to build a list, and Tissa and I have just completed, and it is up and fully functional. We have just launched a new and completely free, this is a totally free, there are literally no strings attached, marketing system for GVO because of how much I believe and know in the product. Not only does this marketing system allow you to promote Host and Profit and Viral Webcaster and meetcheap all simultaneously, but it allows you to do it with a single link, and it also allows you to capture your leads right from your homepage, and they instantly get transported right into your autoresponder in Host and Profits. This is a totally free system. It really is, and Joel was wondering if everything was completed. And you know what? He took off. He left just before I was able to tell him that the 2 thumbs up that we're live and ready to go. So it is live, and we've already had many thousands of people come in and take advantage of it. And you know what? It's working. People's downlines are growing. Their lists are building, and it's just an awesome thing. You know, there are really no strings attached. There's nowhere to enter any billing information at all. But Affiliate Portal Network is something that Tissa and I decided to invest in and create, and it's got incredible technology and functionality, and it's an automated referral system and an automated list builder. People cannot even join you in the free system until they've opted into your host and profit autoresponder. And we took it a step farther by also allowing people, all the members in it, and it is totally free. There is no upgrade. But we've also allowed members to literally promote anything else that they want, any other program, product, or business, even a local business, and instantly embed their own promotional video to all of their prospects. All of this using one single link, and it really is a truly powerful system. I'm already using it and already seeing great results. I've noticed, you know, from my emails that a lot of other people are seeing some great results too. So yeah, you know, I know that Kim has joined it, and a couple of the other moderators may have joined it, but there's no plug here to give. There's no selling point here at all. It literally does have host and profit right in there, centered around host and profit and viral webcaster and meetcheap, and anything else that you want. You can literally promote meetcheap, anything else that you want. It's actually up to you, and you can instantly again populate your own promotional video for all of your prospects, while most importantly, like Mark Call said, is grabbing the names and email addresses and utilizing the tools in your Gvo account. And so it really does help people. You check it out. You know, there's nothing. You can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's very cool, and I'm really excited about it. I've just launched a couple of promotional ads for it, so we'll see about that. It looks like the conversion rate is very considerably high. So really excited about it. You know, Tissa and Mark have been working very, very hard to create what I believe to be the most powerful, literally the most powerful Facebook app in the world. I mean, here we've got a system that actually automatically embeds a webinar at live. You can live stream your own webinar right inside Facebook with all of the hidden SEO benefits. SEO means search engine optimization. All right, when people have to like that, people have to like your room in order to attend. That increases your SEO, your search engine rankings, your page rank, and all of the comments themselves go right there on the Facebook page. I'm telling you guys, if you have not checked it out yet, Viral Webcaster is where it's at, and it's it is absolutely incredible. And since we've linked the Affiliate Portal Network into that, allowing people to actually promote all of not only Gvo and meetcheap and Viral Webcaster all simultaneously, just using a single link. That was our main goal, and we've succeeded in actually coming out with a great and totally free system. And our reason for this was not to make money. It was actually to help our downline and our business grow, our downline grow. You know, we did it for our affiliates, and yet it's open to the public. So anybody can just take advantage of it because it's totally free, and I really do recommend it, because I'll tell you what, my downline's really picking up. So, you know, that's very good, and more people that haven't been able to see the success that they'd like to have seen in Host and Profits are now doing much better. So that's something I'm very, very proud of, and so is Tissa Godavatani. Mark, I'd really like to talk to you and have you check it out because I know you love it, and Viral Webcaster's right in there. So if you just Google Affiliate Portal Network, it'll show up in position 1, and it is totally free. There's no hidden strings attached. Literally, I'm not. This is not a plug. What it is something that myself and Tissa Godavatani personally invested in because we wanted a platform, a tool, another free and very powerful tool to not only help all of the Host and Profit members, but also to link Viral Webcaster to it and to help people promote Meetcheap without having to promote any of them. You can actually just promote a single link now, a free marketing system, and be the sponsor of all of the programs, of all of the systems, while building your list automatically. So it's really, really cool. And again, it's not a plug because there's nowhere to enter any billing information. So check that out, you know. And Joel, he checked it out right before it had its full functionality with the autoresponder and the Host and Profit merger, which is now, of course, complete. But again, like Mark said, he went out of town to promote GVO, of course. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Myself and Tissa Godavatani, we're really happy to tell people about that because it's helping our members. And you know what? I'm really want to say more than anything that GVO Academy has got to be the most underrated training system in the world. People go to college. You don't have to take my word for it. Just do a little Googling, okay? Google is a very powerful tool. Like Mark said, with Dreamweaver, you just Google something, or you go on YouTube and you type in a question that you have about a program or whatever, and you are going to find your answer in a video tutorial. It's just all over the place, you know. So I really want to give a big thank you to all of the members, instructors that is, in GVO Academy for everything that they do, not only for all of the people in my group, but everybody. You know, people really do spend thousands of dollars a year, even tens of thousands of dollars a year, for what you get for free with your Host and Profit account. I mean, it's just so unbelievable. It's not even fun. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's the big secret that has yet to totally explode, and you can take advantage of that with Host and Profit, and Viral Webcaster really gives you that leverage too. So back to, well, actually over to I'm not sure, was it Kim? I'm sorry. I'm just a little excited. I'm always very excited about Hosts and Profits, and that's why I wanted to come together with Tissa to create this free platform for everybody. And again, it is open to the public, not just to our, my direct sponsors. It's literally open to all of the GVO members to take advantage of. So check it out, and thanks again, Mark, for having me on. And I haven't talked to you in a little while, Mark. I'd really like to give you a call soon. I know that you've been super wrapped up, and I can see why. The Viral Webcaster system is just totally phenomenal. And you got to keep one more thing in mind. Not only does it have its extreme benefits on Facebook and its extreme exposure, but that is also included on Google. So there's so much more to Viral Webcaster than meets the eye, and it's not even funny. I mean, we're talking about some serious power here. They've leveraged the power of Facebook and webinars are the future. Video marketing is the future, and so yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick and let you guys know it is. We have just launched it, and just take advantage of it, and build your list. It helps to build your list. And thank you again to Mark and all of the instructors at GVO Academy. You guys rock. You know, you've helped so many people, and myself included. Thank you, everybody, and thank you everybody for coming out today. Over to you, I believe, Kim. Did you say? Anyways, God bless you all. Have a
Well, everybody, thank you so much for being with us today. As you can see, we're all very, very passionate about helping you all succeed. And we are excited that you're here. We look forward to what you're going to learn and everything. Mark, I think that you were going to have an extra email for people out of the country or who maybe didn't have texting capability. If we could get that up, then they could just email for that. I did get my downloads. Very, very cool. Love how that worked with the cell phone. Easy to do, and love it. So thank you all. We do have classes all next week. All of the GVO Academy classes are in this room, and I think that's it. Just trying to look through here. Yeah, I saw that Eva said that she got the gifts and she is in Europe. So very, very cool. Yeah. Fun. Well, thank you all so much. And if you would please head on over to the gvoacademy.com/fan and just let us know if you enjoyed today's class. That is also an excellent place to go and kind of see what's going on at GVO. A lot of people post there. You can post questions there and find out what all is going on. We do list there like before when classes are going to go on, so do that too. Thank you all so much for coming, and enjoy your day, and we will see you all next week.
Awesome, guys. We have wrapped it up for the day. I so appreciate. Still 347 people. Again, big round of applause for. I did put that email in there, guys. Let me drop it one more time for the people that are out of the country. We appreciate you helping us with that beta test. Brian, I didn't get a chance to say thank you very much for all you do for the whole field, opening things up to more than just your team and looking at the company and the affiliateship as a whole. Brian, we will be scheduling a webinar with you to go over those features you were talking about in person. So guys, sit tight, watch for an announcement on that. It's going to absolutely rock. So that's it for us guys today. I'm Mark Call for GVO Academy, broadcasting from my offices here in Cornish, Maine. I hope we've made a little bit of a difference in your life today. Again, if we have, give it over to gvoacademy.com/fan. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of today's webinar. Also, viralwebcaster.com. God bless. Have a great day, everybody. We're going to be shutting the room down for some more beta testing. We so appreciate you all being here.